There's one major reason why your metabolism is shot, why it's disabled. It's just keeping you from your goals and keeping you from even exercising because you don't think it's worth it. You think it takes too much time and you're just like giving up. You've tried everything, tried all these diets, tried these intricate exercises. You just don't like to work out. Listen, it's not that. That is not the real problem. The real problem is what you're believing. Because once you believe it works, you will do it. Let me just give you an example. If you don't believe that a plane is safe, you're not gonna fly it. If you don't believe that a chair could hold your weight, you're not gonna sit in it. It's as simple as that. So if you don't believe the vehicle that will get you there works, you won't work it. And it won't work. That's why it doesn't work. And most of the time, the vehicle you take is not science. It's a dramatic, emotional belief that someone else has. The real science, this is from decades of books and hearing so many influencers, authors, and professionals show a way that it works, but it's not so efficient and it takes too much time. And if it takes too much time, then you're probably not going to apply it. So let me get to the point to not take too much time. What you really need is to turn two switches. Woo! Those switches are so powerful, they're not my glasses off. 2 switches will get you there. What are those 2 switches? They are so simple and they are right in front of you. Let me ask you a question because you know the 2 switches. What is the most vital repetition? What is the repetition within a set of exercises that gets you there? That makes all the difference. You're already saying it. The last rep, not the first rep, the last repetition where you're like, and you're struggling a little bit, like you're almost about to fail. That's why we call it till failure. If you do that, when you work with a personal trainer or exercise specialist or exercise scientist like myself, you most likely will get pushed towards that. We will push you towards that last repetition. Now, I'm gonna call it a mistake. It's just inefficiency. It still works. It's just, would you want 100% benefit or 40% benefit? If you went to work, right? And the first hour you get $100 and the next hour you work, same amount of work, you're working just as hard, you get $40. And then the next hour after that, you get $14. And then the next hour, the 4th hour, you get $7 and it just goes less and less from there. Would you choose to work for 1 hour or would you just keep on working and then go to work the next day, work for 8 hours, and the last hour you're getting paid like 50 cents. The first hour you got paid $100. When would you stop working? It really depends, I'm sure. Like, how much do you need it yet? If you could work for 1 hour on one job and then work just as hard on another hour, it's not any easier, not any harder, but you change your job and then you get the refresher, you get $100 again. You're always going to choose $100. I don't need to know who you are. You're going to choose $100. If you don't, you could just skip this because you ain't got no sense to you. To choose the $100 every time is to go for that last rep every time and not go for a second set. The second set, it's not useless. It gets you that $40 or that 40% return, but the first set got you the $100 or the 100% return on investment. You work hard, you get paid well. Do just one set and push yourself to failure. And then all you need to do is about 6 exercises or 6 sets, maybe just 5. Just do the basic ones. You don't need to do the bicep curl when you're doing the same motion with a pull-up. Sure, if you're a bodybuilder and you're working for that extra little gain, do it. But If you are like the 90% that just don't want to go through sarcopenia, or the collapse of the metabolism, or the loss of muscle tissue and bone density, and also your connective tissue, like your tendons and ligaments, if you do not want to experience that and increase weight gain like there's no tomorrow, a pound every year, 10 pounds every decade, 30 years you got 30 pounds and you got 30 pounds less muscle, you're like, what's happening? This is what's happening, that you're not pushing yourself like a child, just having fun. That is one of the switches, is the 1 rep revolution. To get that 1 rep in, you could literally train once per week and let yourself heal for 7 days. Some of y'all may need the 7 days to heal. Most of us need that 7 days to heal if you push yourself to that high level. It's systemic. The healing is systemic. That means it's not just in your body, it's in your mind and your emotions. You push yourself that hard, you self-induce that much stress, tension, and resistance on yourself. You need a break. And when you get that break, you're gonna look forward to doing it again. Let me know. Come back to me in the comments and drop a like, whoa, dude, I've been doing this for a month or 2 or 3, and it feels amazing. And I'm actually gaining strength. And I stopped gaining weight so much. So let me know about that. Oh, you thought I was gonna leave without the second switch. I'm glad you're paying attention. What is the second switch? The second switch is not just your muscle, it's a different muscle. Like, we have over 600 muscles in the body, but one of them is the organ of all organs. It's the #1 reason why people die in this country, because that organ fails them. They get attacked by their own organ. We call it a heart attack. It just isn't working that efficiently. We also get it clogged up by all the, just like putting down the drain, fog, fats, oils, grease. We just got too much stuff to deal with in there. Oh my gosh, my feet are hot out here. And we want to work that efficiency. We want to clear it out. We want to be able to plunge it out and get all that stuff out. And of course, not just keep on adding in the fats, oils, and grease. This is literally, fog is literally like, you could hear that about putting it down your drain. And we confuse the issue and put down our drain stuff that clogs our system. But again, that's a whole nother course of information. That's simple. It's not complex. I just want to keep you focused, because your energy goes where your attention goes. Energy flows where your attention goes, okay? So we're working on 2 switches to revamp, to multiply your metabolism. You do these, it takes consistency. Yes, you do it once, it's gonna multiply your metabolism, but if you're 20 pounds overweight or more, that 20 pounds is not just gonna disappear in 1 or 2 multipliers of metabolism, because your metabolism will go back down again. It takes consistency to keep your metabolism up. So the second switch is so simple. I'm tempted to do it right now because there's a childlike spirit in me. Yet I'm barefoot and there are some rocks there. I don't feel like getting my feet done up, but I could do it for 5 or 10 seconds and it will do that. Maybe 10 or 20 seconds. What is it? It's this. Boom. Look at that kickback. You kick back like that and you sprint like that. You start to get a little out of breath. That's called your cardiovascular threshold. And you increase your CO2 max, you increase your stroke volume, your heart gets stronger. These switches are literally signals to your mind and your body. Get stronger, work harder. Everything else is telling you relax, atrophy, don't do anything. This switches to construction. You're building the ability to process more blood, process more oxygen, and you also build more capillaries, so you're able to receive more nutrition, more nutrients. It's so phenomenal. I could really go on for this for hours because I've studied it for decades. And it's so simple, but yet we've made it so complex because you see people that are doing so much. They're constantly adding volume when what you really need to add is intensity. It's one or the other, volume or intensity. Which one are you going to be consistent with? Adding more time, so you're going for walks and you're walking for hours and hours, or you're just adding more intensity. So you sprint. And here's a little key to that, is that when you start sprinting on a regular basis, you get to the point where you just want to walk. It's so easy. You clear your mind and you could walk for hours. But when you are lacking that strength and lacking the ability to pump enough blood and oxygen in your heart and enough strength in all of your muscles, then you're just not going to do it. So the few exercises you're going to practice are bending and extending of the joints. Squat, push, pull. That's it. Nothing so complex. When you pull and you push, you could do it vertically and you could do it horizontally. So a handstand push-up and a traditional push-up. I know you may be thinking, I can't do a handstand push-up. There are always ways to make it so that you could contract those muscles. Just start off doing just the squat and the push-up. The more it's challenging for you, the better. You're going for 1 rep, maybe 3 or 5 reps. Once you get to that point, you make it more challenging. There's so many ways to make it more challenging. I'll go over that in other videos, and I have before in the past. Yeah, just wanted to bring some clarity and some insight to you on these 2 switches that are so simple to activate. Again, all you're doing is 1 rep revolution, squat, push, pull, going to the point where you're really till failure. Switch number 2, you're going to sprint. Both of these are done once per week, not every other day, not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, once per week. If you're really feeling great, you could do it twice per week. What I'd rather see you do, because what burns up the most calories according to our studies is how much activity you're doing in a day. That's fun, like a child, like a farmer, like a construction worker. I know you may be thinking the construction worker and having fun. Hopefully they are. I've met a lot of arborists and construction workers and done both jobs myself in farming. And I love being physical like that. And most people that are working those jobs also love it. So get physical. Do your dream. If you could Matrix style learn anything, what would it be? Martial arts? Would it be dance? Do that on a regular basis. Learn it nice and slow. Have fun. Play around. Do it so you could do something and have fun and be free and liberate your body for maybe an hour a day, and then once per week you turn these 2 switches on. This is literally the ultimate masterclass in 14 minutes on how to transform and multiply your metabolism. It's metaphysical, y'all. You must believe it to be able to do it, because if you don't believe it will work, you will not use it. If you don't believe the vehicle, the plane or the chair will get you to where you want to go, sitting or flying, you're not going to sit in the chair. You're not going to jump on the plane. You must believe that these 2 switches will work miracles, because you are a walking miracle.